Hey everyone, Waj Gaming here, back again with another video. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. If you're gonna like the video, press like and don't forget to share. So today we've got a new video for you today. We're just gonna do another tier list, but we're now gonna look at all the tech units within the game at the moment. So again, what I'm gonna do is tick it off by types. So first we'll look at the ice types. First one is Abominable. Again, he is an okay ice unit, but again, he hasn't got a sync grid, and when you are in the game as a free-to-play player, normally you do go for let's say dugong. Sometimes people do prefer lapras. Not many people have used Abominable Snow. However, he is okay, but he will need a grid and he just need a team around him. So for that reason, we'll put him here, right here at the bottom. Next one we have is Lapras. Lapras is a lot better than Abominable in my opinion. So it just goes one above. Next one is Cryogonal. With him, his situation, he is really good in certain situations, but then when you are playing other full force battles, or if you don't want to erase the opponent's buff stats, then we're not going to use him. So he's really situational. I'm going to stick him here right next to, no, we'll go one above because he is situational. People do use him. Okay, next we've got Aegislash. Again, we've got an upgrade on him now as in Obstagoon, and for that reason now I'm going to put him now next to Lapras. He can block, he can shield, he can buff his attack stats or defensive stats, but because we've got Obstagoon now, for me personally, he goes right there in B. Next we've got his Bronzog. Again, he's situational as well. He hasn't got a grid, so for that reason I'm just going to put him right here next to Aegislash. Moving on now to fairy type tech units. We've got Gramble. Gramble was one of the fairy type units I used to use in the beginning, but now we all know how many more fairy type how many more tech units we have. So I'll put him here right next to these lot. Next we got is Whimsicott. I love using it since it's come out. It hits hard with its Moonblast. It's just an amazing. You get AoE paralyze as well. You can lower stats as well. So for me, it's top tier. Along with Alcremie as well. They're both for me that really good. In terms of the things that they do, what tech unit should do, they do that, and to do that even more, and they can even be used as strikers. So for me, both of them go at the top. Last fairy type striker we have is Alteria. Again, another one that you can 6-star EX. For me, it goes right here at the top with Defog, Dragon Pulse, especially when it mega evolves. And when it does mega evolve, you've got so much power in its hits, and it does hit hard. So for me, it goes right there at the top. Moving on now to fire type tech units. We've got Arcanine. Again, Arcanine is another situational Pokemon where it can block status conditions, reflect. I think it's blocking from my knowledge. If I am wrong, correct me in the comments. I'm just doing this from my knowledge. So he is situational, so for me, he goes right here. For me, Rapidash is next, and in master mode, I've seen a lot of people use it. I use it as well, especially in free-to-play teams. It's all because of that sunny day and that trap, and it is really good to use. And I put it next to Cryogonal, just because it's really good, and a lot of people do use it, and it comes in handy when you need it. Torkoal is the next one. For me, Torkoal goes right here at the top. It hits hard with it. It hits. What can I say about Torkoal? It hits really hard. It can buff its critical stats. You can buff special attack. It's got impervious, so your own stats can't be lowered. It can raise its own stats. You can just spam Ember, burn the opponent, and then just sink. And you can hit hard with its sink move. So for me, it goes right here at the top. Along with Delphox as well. For me, Delphox, since it's come out and it's now got a 6-star EX, it's amazing. AoE sleep, trap, overheat. You can use it as a striker, and as a tech unit. It's just amazing to use. Moving on to rock, we've only got 2 rock units. We'll go first with Lycan Rock. Lycan Rock is really good. It flinches. It works well in a sand team. What more can I say? It is really good, and it is really good to use. And a lot of people have been using it in lots of different teams and styles. So for me, it does go right here at the top. Moving on now to Aurorus. Again, it's got Rock Slide. It can buff up its own special defenses, and then you've got Over the Wall as well, so you can recharge the move gauge, and you can raise your own accuracy to make sure that Rock Slide hits, and then you can also gradually heal yourself. Again, I've not seen many people use it, but because of what it can do to itself, I'll put it here next to Arcanine. Okay, we're moving on now to ground type. Looking at it, I wasn't surprised, but we don't have that many ground type Pokemon in the game. And then looking at the tech units, we've only got 1 ground type, and that is Seismitoad. Seismitoad, for what it does as a tech unit, it's really good. It's got Bulldoze, so it can lower the speed. You can even lower the speed with Mud Shot as well. So you can choose if you want to do AoE with Bulldoze or single shot with Mud Shot. You can also raise your own speed to make yourself quicker, and you can also make sure that you can endure the next hit. And you also got the EX special defense, but it hasn't got a grid. So for me, it goes over here next to Aurorus. Moving on to Poison. Now Poison Pokemon weren't used as often, but since Master Mode has come out, it's been used so much, and everyone knows Poison Stall teams are the go-to in Master Mode if you're stuck on any stage. So for that reason, I'm putting all 4 Poison Pokemon right here at the top, only because they're so useful in Master Mode. Coming to think of it, no, I won't put them all. I'll put them all next to Rapidash and Cryogonal. I'm gonna put Ariados, Weezing, and Crobat over here. Viper I'll put at the top, only because it can poison, it can trap as well, so it can do a bit of both. And then again, Ariados only works if you poison. And also Crobat only works well if the opponent is poisoned, so they have to complement each other. So I'll stick with that. And moving on to electric type Pokemon, next we have is Electrode. Electrode is another type of Pokemon in the game where it's got Eerie Impulse, so it can lower the opponent's special attack. You've got Surge of Power, so you can raise your own special attack, Evasiveness, but again, I've not seen it used in many teams. However, for what it does, we'll put it here. Next one we got is Togedemaru. Again, with this one, it's got a Nuzzle, so it can leave the opponent paralyzed, and it's got a Zing Zap, so you can flinch. You can raise your own special defenses, you can raise your own attack and opponent's defense. However, again, because of all the other electric type Pokemon that we have in the game, it doesn't really get used as much because we do have a lot better ones. So for that reason, we'll put it here next to Electrode. Next one, we've got Heliolisk. For me, it goes right at the top. It can solo battle villain quite a lot of stages right in the beginning. It can also work well in master mode. I've tried it, and you can do 1v3 with a Heliolisk. It's amazing. You can lower accuracy, lower speed, you can regen your own HP. You can do so much with it as well. Raise your own evasiveness. So for me, it goes right here at the top. Next one is Luxray. Luxray for me as well goes here at the top. You can flinch, you can paralyze, you've got electric terrain, buff your own accuracy, ensures critical hit. So it is an amazing unit. Next one we got is Morpeko. If you've seen all my videos lately on this, for me it goes right here at the top. It's so underrated. Power trip as well, so you can use dark moves and electric moves and still hit hard and paralyze and buff up his own stats. It is an amazing unit. Next we move on to Ghost. We've got Gengar. For me, Gengar as well, it's amazing. If you know how to sleep chain, it makes your life so much easier. So for me, because of the sleep chain, it goes up here. Next one we got is Palossand. Palossand, it's really good. However, it's situational and it only works well in sand teams. So for that reason, it goes here. You can flinch. You can use it as a tank if you've got it at 3 out of 5. But again, it only works well in a sand team. Next one we got is Mimikyu. This one's a bit difficult because it's only good at 3 out of 5. 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5 is not really good. However, if I compare it to the other two ghost type and compare it with the Pokemon there at the top, for me it goes over here. And it's just you need the right team to set it up as well. So for me it goes there. Moving on now to fighting type. Again, it's another type that we need more of. So we've got here Hariyama. It's got Brick Break, which is also useful and handy when you've got stages in master mode where you need to erase the opponent's field effects. It's got Potion as well. So for usability, I'm going to stick it up here. Next one, we're going to water type Pokemon. Now for me, hands down, this will be easy to judge. Pelipper, we all know, has Rain Dance. So again, Rain Dance, situational. You can only use it twice, no grid. So it goes over here for me. Next one, we've got Floatzel. Floatzel does hit hard if you've got the right supports around it. But again, for me, it has to go over here. Because we've got so many better water type tech units in the game. And next one is Auxiliary. Now Auxiliary is not one that I've used as much. I've only got it 1 out of 3, and that was all the way when it first came out. I thought, okay, let me just get 1 copy, and at that time there weren't no grids. It did get a rerun, but then I thought, okay, I didn't really want it. However, looking at it, you can raise your own defenses and special attacks, special defenses. You've got Scold as well and Octazooka. People have used it as a sync nuker. So for me, it goes over here. I just think that there's a lot of better tech water type units, which we're gonna go through now. And for me, it's Milotic and Swampert. For me, they go right here at the top. Swampert, you've got Muddy Water, you can AoE hit with its moves. You can use Rain Dance, you've got the MP refresh on it, and it hits hard. And once you Mega Evolve it, the stats go up so much. And what can I say more about Milotic? Since it's got a 6-star EX, it's gone even better. It's got Mirror Coat, so you can count the opponent. Whirlpool, so you can trap. You can self-heal. You can gradual heal as well. And you got recuperation as well. So every time you sink, you can just self-heal, which is really handy. Next one is Milk Tank, the only normal type, free to play normal type tech unit in the game. For me, it doesn't get used often, so it has to go over here next to Abominus. No. So yeah, so that goes there. Next one is Silvally. So Silvally, for me, I haven't had the opportunity to use it. I mean, I've got it 5 out of 5. It's just one of those units where if you're lacking a type, you can use it. So for me, for that reason, it goes right here in this category over here. Moving now to flying type. We've only got one flying type tech unit in the game, that's Togekiss. I've used it a lot. It hits so hard. I don't know how it gets the power from this, but they've given it a good sync grid and a good moveset as well. For that reason, it goes all the way here at the top, especially when you 6-star EX it. It can sync nuke really hard if you stay upright. Moving on now to Masquerain. I have put this in my free-to-play video. I love Masquerain. I've been using Masquerain since the beginning. For me, it's top tier. It can trap, it can self-heal, buff up its own special defenses and speed. It can lower special attack, and the grid is really good. Moving now to grass type, Victory Bell. It's similar to Gengar. You can use the sleep chain, and because of sleep chain, it goes over here. Next one is Vileplume. Now, I would have put Vileplume all the way at the top, but since we've got Whimsicott, I don't feel like it should be there, because Whimsicott can do what Vileplume can do 10 times better. It can AoE paralyze Whimsicott. Vileplume only single paralyzes, and Whimsicott can lower stats, so for that reason it goes over here. Next one we've got is the Serena. It can sync nuke, it's really good. You can confuse, you can lower stats as well, so for that reason for me it goes here right at the top. It's really good to use. Moving on now to dark type Pokemon. We've got Alolan Persian. I think it's underrated. I love using it in master mode. You can flinch, you got the critical hit, you've got evasiveness as well. So for me, for those reasons, I want to put it up here, which might be controversial. Do let me know in the comments if you agree with me. Moving on now to Lipod. Lipod again is a situational type Pokemon. It's only used in certain situations, like in the Mewtwo event and with the most recent event that we had recently, in that legendary arena. So it is really good when you can steal the opponent's buff stats, but because it's situational, for me it goes over here. Next one I've got is Meowstic. Meowstic as well is a bit of a 50-50. I don't think people use it anymore or use it as much. I don't really personally use it. I probably used it once or twice. However, it is a free-to-play unit and you do get a grid on it, which does help in the long run if you are trying to progress through the game, especially if you're new. So for that reason, I'm just going to put it up here, only because it's got that grid. If it didn't have the grid, I'll just put it down here a level. Next one is Psycho-type Pokemon. We've got Musharna. Musharna straight away, hands down, goes all the way here at the top. Only Pokemon have Psychic Terrain. The stored power hits so hard, especially if you've got a Psychic team. If you put this with Mew or Mewtwo and with Alakazam, you can just buff up Musharna stats and use stored power, and then just sync with Mew or Mewtwo or Alakazam, and then it does the job. So for that reason, goes right here at the top. Next one is Mew, another free-to-play unit. You can get it 5 out of 5. You get access to the grid early. For that reason, it goes all the way at the top. Especially if you're new to the game, You can paralyze with thunder. You can hit fire move with fire blast. You've got blizzard. You can lower stats as well with its grid, and you can also sync new as well with blind spot. So it's really good. And now I've saved the last for the last. The only dragon type Pokemon tech unit that is not in the game but will be in the game very soon. We have Arius's champion suit Hydreigon. So for me, Hydreigon, looking at the grid, for me it goes all the way at the top. However, I'm not going to comment on it too much. I'd rather comment on it while I've used it. So looking at everything though so far, I'm going to put it there. So that is all the tech units in the game. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to share. And I hope you're all having a good day wherever you are, and I'll see you soon for my next video.